Hello everybody, this is Hardcore Ninja with another SFML 2D side-scroller game engine demo. Alright, so in the last video we created the button class and we made it in the GUI namespace, and so you should have a GUI header file and a GUI CPP file here. And essentially we're putting all of our GUI elements into these two documents here, and we'll just keep them within the GUI namespace so that we don't have to like build for example, a drop-down header CPP combination, a button, etc. We can keep all this in this one CPP and header duo. Okay, and we'll be working on the drop-down menu today. So if you go to View, Get Repository, this should have been the last thing you did. You created the GUI button and setting state from scratch, and if you run this, you should be right here, and you can click the settings and go between this is the setting state, it's the main menu state, setting state, etc. All right, all of that is working nice and good. Yes. Okay, so one thing I mentioned last time, but I didn't really prove it, is that the way that we configured where this text should go puts it in the dead center of this quote-unquote button shape. So what we need to do to prove this to you, that this is exactly how it is we need to go to this button shape dot set outline thickness, and this is, if you don't set this, then you won't see an outline at all, because the thickness will essentially be 0 and it'll be nothing. Okay, so first you got to do that, and then just go to the outline idle color here and change it to color white, and that should be enough for us to see it. All right, so this is so this font is clearly much bigger than this square. So if we were to make this much bigger, all right, so let's go back here. So if I go back to main menu state here, where I gotta set the button. All right, so this is button position. I meant to add all these little titles here. So this is button position. This would be button size. This is going to be the button text font. This is going to be the string. Actually, I'm going to do this. Probably like that. Yeah, that way I have to. Like that. Okay, and then we have this will be the character size. But before that, yeah, this is going to be the string. It's going to be the character size. All right, so if this is 50, let's blow this up to maybe like maybe 400 by like 200, like that. Okay, and then this is going to be the this is the text idle color. This will be text hover color, and this is going to be the text click color. Okay, so that way we know what's going on here. Oops. Just like that. All right, cool, nice and pretty. All right, so now let's see. All right, you see, now that we blow it up, you see that's right in the dead center. As long as the font is smaller than the square, it will always be in the dead center of this. All right, so now we got nice good surface area. We can even probably tighten this up a little bit, so we could do like 150 on the height. All right, that feels good. Nice and sexy button. All right, nice, a lot of good surface area for clicking that button. All right. All right, now here, this is all screwed up here, right? So we got to fix that. But that's fine. And again, that is from setting the origin. All right, so it's, first of all, you set the origin of the button shape to the dead center by doing this. You also set the text origin to the dead center by doing this. And then you set the text position relative to the button exactly like this. So you have to, it's going to be set to exactly the position X of the button shape. But for the Y, you have to do the button shape.get position point Y minus the character size of the text divided by 4. Again, I don't know the magic behind this, but I did a lot of experimentation, and this is like my method for assuring that it's always going to be in the dead center. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually just going to copy this and then go into the settings, and just paste it here, and then just switch that out the back, okay, just like that. And just make sure everything else is good. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so let's try this now. Oh, I knew I forgot to do something. All right, so I did that plus 200 on the Y. Okay. Well, just like that. All right, so now this should be good. There you go. See, right in the dead center. All right, beautiful. Okay, so these are pretty instant, and that's great. But before we start making the, we don't always want a button to click instantly right when we click it, especially because, like, let's say you have an inventory with some potions in the inventory and you have 3 potions in the one cell. If you have it just like this, when you click like the button to use the potion, it will just go, as long as you hold the mouse key down, it will act like it's still being pressed, and in like one mouse click you go through all your potions, for example. So what we want to do is we want to implement what you call a key time that kind of specifies a certain amount of time between button clicks, essentially, okay? And what this will do is this just kind of give some time between the button clicks so that it's not 100% instant, and we can edit this and kind of customize it to what we want. So we want to do this in the state class here. And okay, so we might want to put this here, so we might do a key time, okay? Or yeah, key time, I guess it could be also it could be like input time, I guess, because it's for like, we can use this for mouse clicks, or we can use it for mouse clicks or keys. So anyway, so what we want to do is we want to create an int that we can call like max key time, okay? And then we have an int called key time. All right, you can just use ints for this. I don't see any point in necessarily using a float. I guess we should use floats, because I guess you could make it super precise if you want it to be, but you don't have to. All right. All right, cool. Now under here, we're gonna do void update key time. Okay. And what this is going to do is essentially update the key time. And I have my little cheat sheet right here. It's been a while since I've done this, so I'm just gonna take a little cheat sheet over here and check out what I did before. It's a lot of jargon. All right, update key time. Beautiful. Okay, so yeah, so this is what we're doing, okay? So this is gonna be, so we need a constant float. And this is for be the delta time. This is, well, we're finally using the delta time here. Okay. So, if this key time, is less than this max key time, then we can, like, let's say this key time plus add 0. Well, we could do, like, maybe let's just start off with 1.f right now, okay, or maybe like 0.75. That's the beauty of using a float. Let me see what yeah, and that's all that is. That's all that is. All right, cool. Okay, cool. Cool. Beautiful. All right. Great. And I didn't do anything else over here, did I? Let me see. That's it. Okay, cool. Excellent. All right, so here's a good time to show the DT and the importance of the DT. Okay, so I have a really fast computer, so I can show this here. So first of all, let's just finish this up actually. So that's what you're gonna do, and I'm gonna show you the importance of using the DT right now when you do this stuff, because I think this is a pretty good illustration. All right, so now the next thing is gonna be bool get. Oh yeah, we're calling this input time. Let's change the input time. I think that's better. Input timing, or input time. Just like that, okay? And then update input time like that. Awesome. Nope, don't do that. All right, so essentially, if the input time is less than this, and we're going to default this to 0 and this to a higher number on construction, okay? Okay. So getters. All right, so we want to get the input time, okay? All right. What's going on? Okay. What the hell's going on? What'd I do? All right, just quit freaking out. All right, so here we got the get the input time. Is all we're doing, right? All right, so what we want to do here is if this input time is greater than or equal to this max input time, then what we would like to do is we'd like to say this input time equals 0.f and return true, okay? And then essentially return false, okay, if it doesn't. Okay, great. And in the init variables here, we want to say that this input time is equal to 0.f, and this max input time is equal to 100 point f for now. Okay, cool. And what we can do is we can do a std cout this input time, this input time, okay, just like that. Okay, and this would be like a little debug here. Now I want to show you what this is like, the reason why we need the DT in this little example here. Okay, so I'm going to save all this. Okay, now what I'm going to do is in the main menu settings here, and this get input time. All right, so now to be able to click the settings button in our button map, I need to click the settings button, and it needs to be within a time frame that's acceptable, meaning that you know, it's going to return true because we're greater than or equal to the max max time. All right. Okay. Oh, I forgot to do something. We got to go to main menu here, and we also have to include this update input time in here. Send in the DT as well. Now, all right, so you see this is the, all right, so now we're at or above, so I can click it, all right? Great. And now it doesn't require that because now it's in the setting state, so I need to add it to the setting state too. Update input time. All right, and we need the DT here. And then for the update the buttons as well, I'm going to do and this get input time. Oops. Just like that, okay? Cool. All right, so you see, now I can click the button. But if I try to click it before that, I can't, it's not gonna let me go. See? And now it's slow enough that you can actually see it changing red on the click. Okay? So that's the whole point of that, okay? Now let me show you why. Excuse me. Let me show you why the DT is important. Okay, so I have a super fast computer, so this is not a problem. I can be frame rate dependent, not gonna be a big deal, okay? But if I go back to game, here, and I go to window, and I'm gonna take this out, I'm gonna make it 15 frames a second. Or, yeah, 15, yep. All right, so now it's gonna be super freaking slow. All right, look how slow that is. Look how slow that is getting up to the desired. All right, now I can finally click it. Look how slow that is. All right, now because we're only doing like 15 frames a second here. All right. Bam, look at that. All right, that's so slow, right? Not good, not good. All right. So, put that back. So what we need to do to make it frame rate independent. So regardless if I'm at 15 frames a second or 120 frames a second or whatever, or faster than that, what we need to do is we need to go back to state here and go to this and go to the update input time, and we will need to multiply this by dt, okay? But we will also have to dramatically increase this, okay? So how I did this before is all right, so if we want it to feel the way, if we like the way it feels right now, this is how you would do it, okay? So let's go back to game, all right? Just go back to game. All right, and let's just run this. Well, all right, so what we would actually have to do is we have to get the DTs. All right, what we have to do is we have to do this. So let's go back to here, comment this out. We'll have to get a bunch of DTs, all right? So here's a bunch of DTs. So I'm just gonna let this roll for a little bit. Just gonna let this roll for a little bit, okay? Okay, that should be enough, all right? And what actually, one thing I should probably do to make this a lot easier is take out this because I don't need it. Yeah. So make sure you get that out so you can do this easy. All right, because we just want the numbers. All right, just let that roll for a little bit. Blah 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 blah. Okay. That should be enough. All right, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all of these, copy, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over here, we're gonna go to the spreadsheet here. All right. Right? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down here, insert one below, all right? We're gonna do, it's gonna be equals median, okay? And we're gonna take the median of all of these, all right? And the median will be that. And then what do we have before? We had, in the state here, we had 0.75. All right, so then essentially what we'll do is we'll take 0.75 divided by this equals 95. So we have to raise this to 95. All right, so essentially we have to get the feeling that we had, 95.32. Cool. Right, so we have to raise this to this, okay, and then times dt, okay. And now essentially if you multiply this by dt times my dt, you'll get back closer to that 0.75, all right? Of course, you won't be exactly there, but you'll be pretty close, all right? Because this has a lot of, decimals, right? But pretty close to what it originally was, okay? And if we go back to this, because there's so many less frames per second, we change this back to 15. I forgot to, I'm going to comment this out, and then I'm going to go back here to this state, and I'm going to uncomment this. All right. Now I can click this at a similar rate that I did at the 15 frames a second. All right. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. All right. You see, it's reaching that 100 in a reasonable amount of time. You see? Okay. And that's going to be about the same amount of time as it would be at 120 frames a second. See? Pretty cool, right? So that's why we use DT. Okay? That is exactly why we use DT. Okay, cool. So I just wanted to take a detour there to show that. Cool. Okay. So we are good in the hood. Now we're ready to begin the point of this video, which is going to be building the Dropdown. Cool. Okay. So the Dropdown is essentially going to be it's kind of like a lot of buttons, you know? So it's going to be like a kind of a collage of buttons. So you want to keep it within the brackets of this GUI namespace and just go down, and we're going to do class Dropdown. Okay. Cool. We'll have a private section. We'll have a public section. We'll have a drop-down constructor with some stuff in it. Have a virtual drop down constructor. Okay, cool. Excellent. Excelente. So I gotta refer to my notes because it's kind of extensive. So on this constructor baby, blah 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 blah. String list, oh, character size. Okay, gotcha. Number of elements, blah blah blah. Okay, understood. Okay. Okay, so what we'll need here is we'll need SF vector 2F drop down position, SF vector 2F drop down size, we'll need the SF font unsigned character size. We will need we need a string array. Okay, so okay, and we also need. We're going to be passing the key time through here too. Yeah. All right, unsigned number of elements. Cool. Okay. And then default index, okay. Okay, cool. Excellent. And then we're gonna need active button. I love it. Okay. And we'll need a vector of these buttons. Oh, buttons. Okay. Yep, input time, show list. Right. So we need the input time, we'll need the float, max, input time. And I think I should do that up here too, keep it in this order. Yeah, just do that. Makes more sense. And then in the state here, yep, I already did it like that. Beautiful. Okay. Cool. Okay, so we're cruising. So those are the things we'll need. Okay. I just gotta remember how the hell this thing is made. Alright, okay, yep. Understood. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Cool. So we got the cool. Okay, yeah. So essentially, this is going to be called active element. Okay, just like that, active elemente. All right, and what we're going to do is, this is why I made this. Okay, so we're going to go down here, and this is going to be the drop down list area. Essentially. Alright, so what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create this constructor. It's going to be a big old constructor. Here, yep. Alright, and what we're going to do excellent, I like this. Okay, so we're going to do this active element is equal to std make unique GUI button, like that. Okay, cool. And in this GUI button, we're gonna need the drop down position, like that. We're gonna need the drop down list, and let me just see how much of this is in the same order. Yes, a lot of it's in the same order. We're gonna need the font. All right. Now the list. The list here is going to be the list with the default index. Okay. like that. And that's going to be the string that we put in here. Put the button, string, all right. Cool. All right, then the rest of this is just gonna be like default color stuff. So we'll do SF color white, SF color blue, SF color red, just for right now. Okay, cool. All right, so essentially, also this default index here is going to be set to 0 by default, okay, on construction. So that will always be 0. So this will be the first element, and that's going to be the active element. It's going to be like at the top of the list. You click it to open it. All right, now this button vector and okay, so that's going to be the active element, but I'm going to have another one here just for a generic, no, it's fine. I would say, all right, so we need to, all right, so number of elements, okay. Let's see what I got here going on. Yeah, for this number of elements, cool. All right, size, type, number of elements, blah, blah, blah. Yep, pushback, make unique. Yep. All right, understood. Okay, so this is going to be a for loop here. Size, type, I equals 0. As long as I is less than the number of elements that we will specify, then essentially, do I need the data from that? I might need the data from that. Yeah. No, I don't. I'm good. All right, cool. Then this can be incremented. Okay, so this button vector dot push back std make unique GUI button, just like that. Okay, cool. So this will be the drop down position. Oh, but the position here is going to be different. The position will be the y plus the I plus 1 times the height. Okay, cool. All right, so the x is going to be the same, but the y is going to be different. Y will be right, it's added, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Understood. So this is going to be the y plus I plus I plus 1, because this will account for 0 as well, so it's always going to be I plus 1 times the drop down size point y for the height. Okay, and that's gonna be all that is. Okay, cool. So I can put this kind of in parentheses here. Okay, like that. So that makes more sense. All right, and then essentially we just got the size. It's gonna be fine. And then all the other stuff is kind of the same. We got the font. We got the character, like that. All right, now the list here is going to be the list, but it's going to be I plus 1 because the active element will already be the 0. Correct? Yes. No, actually, this is going to be I. Well, we'll have a duplicate, I guess. We'll have a duplicate of the active element, so this will just be I. So just leave it like that. And yeah, everything else will be the same, so I can just literally copy and paste this. Okay. Okay. And that will be it for that for loop. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. And for the key time and all of that, I guess I can make these references. And, just like that. And there's also a bool for, it's also a bool for something. I forgot what the bool was. The bool would be, the bool is for, oh yeah, for showing the list. Show, I'm just gonna make it show. Right? So here, so this would be input time. Like that, bada boom, bada bing. And I could go ahead and initialize that show thing to false if I want to. Just like that. That should be good. Just like that. Nice. And that's all we have in the constructor. That is all we have in the constructor. Alright, so now for the update. Okay. Yep. Understood, understood. Alright, so we'll need to update key time here as well. We need to update, we need set active ID, setters, get active element ID, get ID. Cool, cool, cool. So what's this ID? This ID is short ID. What do we have in here? Wait, yeah, I default the ID to something, I think, up here, right? Equals 0. Cool, cool, cool. And then in here, I set the ID, right? Set. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so here we go. Here's the fun part. Okay, so essentially, what I have to do is go over here. We need a void update. We need a void update input time. And in the button class here, we will have to add a, I guess an ID number. So we can do like a short, make this a short ID. Okay. So make this a short ID equals 0. Okay. And then on this right down here, so I have to add short ID. And we should also add it up here as well. And just like that. Oh yeah, we'll need to put those two variables in here as well. Short ID equals 0. Cool. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, let's go ahead and get this made. Okay, cool. Fantastic. Alright, so now what we're gonna do is this is gonna be the exact same input time thing that we did in the state here, so you can literally just copy this. Okay, and this needs to be a constant float reference DT. We need that in here as well. And we'll need that as here as well, of course. And we will also need, obviously, the getter point part of this. So, getters.
I've been waiting for music like this all my life.
Hello, you're on the air.
Getters, getters, getters. Get input time. Make that, and again, we can just copy exactly this. Just like that. Okay. This will be getters. Send the GUI.h under dropdown. Right, and put update functions. Okay, cool. All right. So if this active element
Hello, you're on the air. Hello, you're on the air.
Yep. Click state is true, and this get input time. Alright, then this show should equal true. I imagine that's what we want. Oops. Okay. Update key time, active element, update, yep, mouse position. Else is false, yep. Okay, so we'll need the mouse window position as well. No, vector 2i. Okay, just like that. Be like, alright, so this has got to be a multi-layer one, because if this show this will actually be false, else if this show, if this is false, then this show equals true. Okay. Cool. This active element, we need to update it with the mouse window position here. Okay, so that when we know when it's clicked, and this should actually be before this. right? So we're gonna update it, see if it's clicked, and if it is clicked and the get input is working, then we should be good. Okay. Now my cheat sheet here. Alright, so if the show list is going for all the buttons, we're going to update the mouse position. And if it's pressed, we're going to show the list, active element, set text. Alright, cool. Get the text of I. Alright, so get text. Alright, so what we need is we actually need... What we need now... Oh yeah, that's what we had to do. This is at the very end here. Okay. Alright, great. Great. Okay, so we need to provide something. Dang it, we need to provide something for all of these. Okay, yes, I forgot about that. That's a big thing. Okay, so essentially, we added... Now this all makes sense. Okay, so essentially what we did is we added this ID here. Okay, so we're going to... Alright, so here we go. Here we go. Okay. So the point of this ID is to have a unique identifier for all of these. Okay, so the best way for this to go is like this. And we'll just copy this for all of these. So this will be for like the text, the button, the outline. Okay? And then we need I for here. Okay? There we go. So now we're adding this as a unique identifier to everything. Okay? So we got the position, then we got the position of I plus 1 times the drop-down height. Okay, cool. Good. Cool. Now we're assigning a unique identifier here. Great, that all makes much more sense now. Okay, so now, if this show, okay, we're gonna have to create a for loop, auto reference I for this button vector, and we're gonna have to get, so we need a couple getters from the button class. So we're gonna have to get short get ID and std string. Gonna have to get the string of the text. All right, so string get string. Okay. Just go ahead and create these real fast. So this ID will be this ID. Good. Fantastic. And this string will actually be return this text dot get string. All right, you can actually grab the string from the text. It's been set. Okay. And that's all that is. And we might as well make these like kind of constant, so you can rest assured that these don't get too screwed up. So what this means is that you can't change these. We just need them. We don't need to change them at all. This will just assure that you can't change them. Okay, just like that. Nice. Beautiful. Okay, so for each one of these, we will need, looking at my cheat sheet here, yep, update mouse position. I update the mouse position is pressed, get the key, show false. Yes, alright, cool. Alright, cool. So I need to be updated. with the mouse position. Cool. Alright, so if this I get click state and this get input time, okay, if that's true, then this active element will be equal. Okay, we'll have to set the string. All right, so we have to set the string. So we need some setters here. So here's some getters. And now we need some setters on the button. This is in the button class. So it'll be set. Will be void set ID. And will be void set string. So short ID. So this ID equals ID. Cool. And this could be a cost as well. That could be, yep. And then this could be, std string. Got this text dot set string will be a string, just like that. Okay. Cool. So now in the update here, oh man, this video is all over the place. I apologize about that. So anyway, we got the active element. Okay. It's gonna be dot set. Nope. Set ID will be equal to I dot get ID. Okay. And then this active element dot set string will be equal to I get string. Okay. Awesome. And in this update function, we definitely want to call this update input time and pass dt to it from here. Okay, I think we're pretty much done with the update function. Oh my gosh, that was a long update, huh? Cool. Excellent. So I think we figured that out. I think we deciphered that. Oh, we should set that to false too. Okay, so if you do this show equals false. Beautiful. And that's about it. Set active element ID. Okay. Cool. Alright, get active element ID, show list. Okay, get key time. Okay, but for the update function, we are pretty much good. And then if I look at my settings here, okay, alright, great. And then, alright, so we'll need to, okay, get active element ID, game info settings, resolution, video modes. Okay, so we gotta get the active element ID. Okay. Alright, so this is for applying the settings, I see. Excellent. Cool. Great. Alright, we'll get to that at a later stage in another video because this is getting pretty long. Okay, so now we need to so now we need to add a render function to this. Render functions. Okay, so void render sf render target target. It's like what we usually do. Okay, so essentially we want to render target dot draw this active element oh my gosh, what am I doing? I gotta think. I see. I meant to do this. This active element dot render target. Okay, and then if we're showing the list here, then if we're showing the list here, then we got to go through that for loop again. Cool. For auto I this button vector I render target. Okay, so that should be enough to get started right now and be able to pull one of these up in the settings state. So let's go ahead and try this out, okay? Great. So we'll do something simple like the VSync or something, or maybe the full screen mode, maybe. We'll just have it in there right now, but we'll have to get it working in another video because it's getting really long. I apologize about that. This wasn't too prepared for this one. Okay, this is probably the most convoluted part of the whole series, really. And then we need the constructor destructor. Here we go. Bam. Awesome. Cool. So that looks nice. All right. So if we go into settings now. All right. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go in the settings here, and we're gonna go to void init dropdown. Okay. And what we're going to do is, alright, so drop down list, so vector, so drop down, yeah, so we're going to have a map of these drop downs as well. Cool. Great. Okay. Alright, and I load that. Alright, cool. We don't need that for right now. But what we're going to do is we can go to state here. And I'm not sure if we'll need drop downs in other places, but we might as well put in state in case we do. So drop downs. So we'll have std unique pointer, GUI, drop down, drop down is one word. Drop down. That's fine, just like that, cool. Alright, so this is going to be a drop down, and then we'll do an std map of std string and these std drop downs. Okay. Cool. Let me call this drop down. That. Cool. So over here, have this, and then in settings here, we'll call this update drop update no, init, drop down. So drop down, let's make that plural. Okay. So we'll do something simple like the vsync or something. This won't be, oh my gosh, this won't be functional, but it'll at least show up. Okay. So we want to do std string, right? We make it like a string array. No, I'm sorry. We do a vector of strings. Great. All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna do a std vector of std strings, and it's equal to, and we're going to go ahead and initialize this. So we'll just do yes, yes, no. Okay, like that. Maybe just like that. All right, so we have a, oh, gotta call it something. We'll do this with full screen. Full screen. Full screen. String vector. Okay, just like that. Okay. Okay. Then what we'll do is we'll do this drop down map at a full screen will be equal to std make unique make unique the GUI that. Okay. So we need a SF vector. So this is going to be the position, I think, of the vector. So we'll just do we'll put this in the middle of the screen, I guess. So static past. Oh no, we'll do well, yeah, we'll do like static past float this this game details window dot x. No. Oh, what am I doing? Get size dot x by 2.f, like that. This will be the y, and we'll add like 100 to it, so it's not in the dead center. Maybe plus 300 something. Point f. All right, so that's for the now the size of this vector. 2f for the size. What would we do for the button? This is probably gonna be huge, but we'll do something like this for the button. Okay. Okay. Like that. And then if we're looking at the drop down constructor here, we got the position, we got the size, we got the font. We need the font. So this game details font. Okay, we'll need that list. Oh no, the character size. All right. So what did I do for the character size of the buttons? I did 50. 50. So we'll call it 50, and then we'll need that list. Okay. So now we're going to. So essentially, we're initializing what we want in this here, and then we're going to put it here for the list. And yeah, and then the input time. All right, so the input time. Okay, cool. So I could do this input time this max input time, and then we need number of elements. Okay, so you essentially do this dot size. All right, and that's going to get you the size of the number of elements. This returns a unsigned essentially. Okay. And then the default index. So the default index should be at a later time, essentially what we save as the last setting. But we don't need that right now. Alright, I think that's looking good here. Alright, that's all we need. Okay, so so this should be drop down position. Should be drop down size. Okay. Drop down font. Like text font. Drop down text character size. Drop down string vector. Input time. Max input time, and then essentially the size of string vector. Okay, wow, that was a lot, man. All right, cool. So we got one little thing here. Now what we need to do is we need to go to settings, and we need to go to void update. Maybe I might put it up here. So we need to do void update drop downs with DT. We need a constant float reference DT. Okay, cool. And we need a for loop for auto reference I this drop down map auto. We'll do I dot second update, and we'll need this mouse window position, and we'll need DT. Okay. And then in the update here, kind of keep the settings specific stuff there. And this is this update drop downs DT. Cool. Cool. Okay. And just let me make sure I got rid of this in states, because we have this in the drop downs just to make sure it's working. So I'll leave all that the way it is. Okay. Now we need to go back to settings here and do void render drop downs. We'll need to do this. that. And this is render functions. So we'll need to have something like this for the drop-down map, and then I second. Yeah. Wow, this is so much. All right, so render. Target. Oops. Target. All right, so with the buttons, it's going to be a drop down. Target. Oops. This will be that's like the background. Okay. So I'm sorry. This render drop downs target. Okay. Hopefully this works. I might have forgotten something. Let's just see. Yep, I forgot something. All right, so what do we have? Cannot convert 5 arguments from std vector to okay, so let's go back here, see what we got. We okay. Okay. All right, let me see what I have. Oh, you know what? I might have had to do. I had to do data there. Okay, understood. Understood. I have to do. Yeah. So I have to do. I have to get the raw data from that. So I got to do. Settings. So this is one of the things that you have to do. You have to do data. You gotta get the raw data from the vector. And then the other two things are no overload function taking 7 arguments. No overload function taking 16 arguments. Okay. So that must be back here. Okay, so 1. Oh, that's why. All right, so this should be SF vector 2F. Yeah, this is all got to be wrapped up into this, I think. Yeah. Okay, what's going on here? So what we got here? Why is this doing this? Oh, we got it. You got static cast that to an unsigned. Okay, let's see. Let's try to do that. I don't know why we used unsigned before, but anyway. So in the settings here. Okay, this should take care of another. Okay, still got one. Okay, almost there, almost there. And, oh, I don't think I did it for that either. Okay, so if I go back to here. Alright, drop down position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so what am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, okay. Okay, maybe, oof. Okay, hold on one second. I'm missing the, one. Okay, so if I'm right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this has got to be the I forgot the character size here. And okay, I just messed up the order of this stuff. I just messed up the order of that. There. All right, there we go. And you see we have the full screen something down here. I just gotta move it up. So let me okay, so it's working. I just gotta move it up, maybe you know, maybe I'll just keep this at 0.f. Oops. So it's all right. So we got yes here. It's really fast. Okay, it's kind of working. It's kind of working. It's kind of working. You can't have capitals with this thing. With this stupid font. All right, so we'll do 20 just to make sure we can see it. Okay, all right, so what's going on? What I'm interested is, all right, now no. All right, so you see it's dropping down and we can switch it. All right, but we need to be able to switch it back, okay? So it's going back to no and yes. So let's just see if we can fix this real fast. Update the mouse position, click set ID. You see here. We'll go back to here. Nope. Alright, I think I know why it's looking that way. It's because I have all this like set to white. If I'm gonna make it transparent. Make all this transparent. You have to just put something there. Alright, so you see we got yes, no, yes, no. Now I understand why it's like that. Okay. So we still have to adjust it so that it updates properly. So let me see what I have here. All right, so it's got to do that. So it's got to be this plus, okay, maybe I did something wrong here. Plus this. Maybe that has to be like that. There we go. All right, so you need that in parentheses there. All right, there we go. So you see we have a drop-down list and it changes. but it's kind of acting a little bit finicky. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Okay, I think let's not have these as references. Let's not have those as references. Yeah, just don't have those as references. It was getting messed up because there are references. Okay, but see, now we have our nice little drop down, and it's able to go between, you know, our different options. And this active element here is like what you click to open it. And then you select yes, and now yes is no. All right, so in the next video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually make this do something instead of just looking pretty, okay? So this is good progress, this is good progress, okay? So what we're gonna do now is just clean all of this up and make sure everything is good and easy to read. Oh yeah, what I would do, just to keep everything here as well, we're going to make an initializer for all this stuff. This is going to be the last thing I'm going to do. Okay, initializers. This is going to be void init variables. Alright, and with this, I'm just going to copy all of that, put that in here. Okay, and then I'm gonna for declare this. Okay, just like that. Then what I'm gonna do, grab all of this, put it in here, so that our constructor is nice and clean. And then I'm gonna do this. Init variables, and then I'm just gonna put all this stuff in here. So bam. Okay, cool. Very good. Okay, great. Fantastic. Okay, cool. So that's our little video for now. Well, not really. Let's just make this look pretty. Oops. Okay, so the only thing left to do is to commit this. Yeah, this was an extremely long video. I'm sorry. I had to really go back and forth between my notes and stuff. But we got it working, baby. We got it working. Okay, so yeah, just make sure the things that were causing this issue is you have to have this in parentheses like this, number one. Okay, and then number two, the key time wasn't working because we had these as references. Don't do references with these, okay? Other than that, everything should be good. You could make these like consts like this just to be like super extra safe if you want. I'd probably do that. Okay. Right, cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and commit this bad boy. That looks good. Just triple check everything, make sure it all works. Okay, cool. Beautiful. Excellente. Alright, so let's go ahead and commit this. Alright, so this was probably the most convoluted thing that we'll do. Alright, so we made a drop down class from scratch. Alright. Okay, it's the biggest thing we did. Alright, so in state.h, what do we do? Let's close out all that. Alright, so we added all of this. Yep. Two. Added that. Three. Added this. Yep. And then state.cpp. We added this stuff to this. Three. Added three. Added. Right. And now in settings .h, we added this, yes we did. Two, we added this, yes we did. And three, we added this, yes we did. Okay. And then in settings.cpp, one, we changed this to oops, that wasn't everything. Changed all of this to added all of this. Three, we added this, oops, to we added, no, let's say we changed this to this. Fantastic. And 5. Okay. Okay, and then 5. I'm just gonna say we changed this to this because we added so much. And then 6, we added this render function. And then 7, we essentially changed to that. All right. And now in main menu.cpp, what do we do? we change to and 2 we added, yep, change, update buttons, change this to this. Okay, cool. Right, close that down. All right, great. And then in the GUI.h, GUI.h, we'll just do this for the buttons, because everything is brand new from the, so we added this to change to three, changed to four, added all this stuff. Oh, just added all that stuff. That's all we did. Great. And then of course we added all of it, but I'm not going to mention that because that was all from scratch. Okay, awesome, fantastic. So we have everything from the last time that we changed, documented. All right, let's just run this one last time. It's working, yes, no. All right, no, yes, great. All right, fantastic. Okay, we're good to go. All right. Sorry, this was a very long video. This is probably the most convoluted thing I have to teach. So, yeah, it's just kind of confusing making the drop down. I had to refer to my notes a lot. Hopefully you learned something, and also you can always skip to the very end of these videos and just look at me do the commits here. And if you know, you could skip to the end of all the videos because I'm going to do this at the end of every single video, and you can just like bypass everything and just want to copy the code and just get the gist of it without watching the whole video. All right. So I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next video. All right. Bye bye.